looking for a job description and apply.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I joined this class.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a problem I aware about myself is that I have a big problem in procrastinating.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, Pop, it's so interesting. I just posted a video talking about procrastination and how
Mm,
to deal with how to deal with procrastinating. It's so
yeah.
cool. But what I see from you guys, you are really highly self-aware. So you know what triggers you, and you are actively seek for the solutions. And one thoughts on how to stop procrastinating, from my experience and what I've been through, we have this thinking loop, right? So when you have lots of ideas, I know you guys are very smart and talented, so that's why you have lots of ideas. But the problem is when you have lots of ideas, it's a paradox of choice. There's so many choices. So you don't know what to choose and then you get stuck. Is that correct, everyone? When you have lots of ideas, it's a paradox of choice and you get stuck. Like you are swimming in tons of ideas. You get stuck. And then when you get stuck, you know what you do? You procrastinate. But if you keep procrastinating, you beat yourself up. You upset about yourself. And then when you when you beat yourself up like over a period of time, you lose yourself, you lose your confidence. It's called thinking loop. So now how to get out of this thinking trap? I think I have a solution for that. I don't believe in the right and the wrong decisions. I believe in make the decision right. Randomly choose one and make it right. So, what you think, okay, what you think it's good on the paper, it could turn out to be wrong. What you think it is good for you or what you think it is wrong, but then at the moment you choose it, you make a decision and you work for it, it turns out to be right. So there is no wrong and right decisions here, right? But I think remember that we always have choices. We can always go back and make another decision. That's my thoughts on what folks said earlier. Okay, yeah, remember, we always have choices. We can go back and make it right and make another decision. Paul,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think about my thoughts on this?
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a big thing is they call choice overload. Sometimes
Mm.
we can get paralyzed. We feel we have too many choices, or we'll make the wrong, different fears. What I would say, okay, what are we afraid of? Okay, so there's some fear if we're not stepping in and just doing something, right? Does this make sense to everybody? That there's some, and we call that fear. But what, where is the fear coming from? If you dig into the fear, you see it's coming from some belief. We're believing something, like the
Oh.
kid. The kid is afraid to go into the dark room because their parent and their grandparent, learned this in Asia. Everybody's afraid of ghosts. In America, nobody's afraid of ghosts. You go into the dark room. I like dark rooms. It's peaceful, it's quiet. But in Asia, everyone's afraid of the dark room because there are ghosts there. So, and some people don't know. They're just afraid to go. But you say, what? What's going on? Another person, same age, everything, walk in the room, they're completely comfortable because they're believing something in the back of their mind. And it's called, like, it's a programming, like we create computer programs, and the programming controls their life. So they have to get into the computer programming and take it out or change it. And then they can walk into the room And that's an analogy for whatever it is that scares you personally. So for some people, it's obviously that's not, it's public speaking, or it's asking the guy out that you like, you know, it's taking a chance to go after to network, to talk to people, to get out there, to show what you have, your skills, whatever your fear is. It's not enough to just say, oh, I'm afraid of it and push through. Sometimes it's enough. But one thing that can help, what are you afraid of? What are you believing? In the back of your mind, what are you believing? And you will find as you go into it, there are many beliefs there. And I'll give you a little hint where to look. Look at the beliefs about yourself. And then I'll give you a further hint. Not only the belief about yourself, but two areas. One area is some way that you are believing you are not enough. And that can take many different forms for people. Not smart enough, not pretty enough, not strong enough, don't know enough, don't have enough experience. And what you get into it, you'll see behind all those things, it sounds very believable. Oh, I'm really not this way. But then you say, wait a second, you look past all that and you look deeper and you say, this, it's like somebody whispering in the ear, constantly saying, you're not enough. You're not enough. So that's one area to look at. We call limiting beliefs, the beliefs that
Yes,
are like
limited belief.
chains. Yeah, the chains that keep us stuck. The other is some way, not only, here's one, the one that you think in some way you're not enough, that you're lacking something. The other area to look at is where you feel you're flawed, where you feel there's something wrong with you, damaged, that you're a bad person, you feel some shame, you did something wrong in the past, or somebody doesn't like you and you believe them. They hated you, they said some bad thing, and you believe them, and you still carry that toxic poison in your mind. You and you don't even know your ground. They're hidden. We need to dig and get them out. So those are some hints there for you. What are you believing about yourself? Of course, we have many beliefs about life, but the real one you want to look, what am I believing about me? We call self-concept. What is your self-concept? You change your self-concept of how you think about yourself, your whole world change. What's possible for you, what the world is, changes like that.
So if correct me if I'm wrong. So there's two things that we need to look on.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
some ways that you're not enough,
Yes, that's
and
right.
and two is like what you feel wrong about you.
Yes.
Can you give an example for each?
Absolutely. Like, so something not enough. Well, with girls, it's very common. And society contributes to this. Social media is it's like poison in a certain way. I'm not pretty enough. That's a big one. But or someone will say, "Oh, I'm too old. I'm older than 30." I've heard Asian girls talk this way. In America, the guys look at this person. She's beautiful. She's young, and it's in the head. It's believe. So what she needs to see is, I'm believing this, but even she finally deals with that, right? Then it will sneak up again, and it'll say, you're not intelligent enough, you don't know enough. And then after a while you get smart and you see, why somehow I always feel it's never enough. No matter how good I am, the best at school, I get the highest thing, I get the best job, I succeed, go, but still it's never. Then you realize, oh, it's a belief that I'm not enough, you know?
Yeah, Paul, I think
Yeah.
I think it comes from the cultures too. So
Yes.
so what I am experiencing is here, well, when I hanging out with my Western friends, they
Yes.
always say me that they always tell me that, wow, Châu, you're very humble. But when
Uh-huh.
I am hanging out with Asian people, they're like, stop showing off and stop
Uh-huh.
bragging about yourself, even though I just say that this is what I am doing. So this is the
Yes.
difference between the cultures. So yeah, I think so I agree that whenever we do something, we always hear someone saying, "Hey, you're not good enough. You're not pretty enough." And one of the things that I experienced is that in order to change it, right, we need to reprogram our brain, like
Yes. Yeah.
change every beliefs we had,
Yeah.
and it comes from whether our parents or environment or a culture and school system. So do
Yes.
you have any specific tasks and exercise to tackle those
Oh yeah.
challenges?